Buckle up for safety, buckle up. I don't know why that's in my head somewhere. Maybe you can help me identify it. I don't even know what it is. I'm Mike Fisher, your trusty and trust reporter. Buckle up. That's what our old friend Rico Dowdle is telling the Dallas Cowboys as we get ready for Cowboys at Panthers in Week 6. Rico's revenge is a fun theme as we break down what's going to happen this weekend. And, oh, by the way, and then we'll watch it together at the Maverick Bar. Fish Fest Cowboy Watch Party, 1616 Hebron in Carrollton, Texas, right down the highway from the Star. 16 minutes from anywhere in the Metroplex. People are coming from all over the continent, really, to come hang out with us, and we hope you do the same thing. So Rico had himself a day over the course of last weekend, and so did the Cowboys. And then immediately after the game, of course, the subject of the Cowboys comes up in the Panthers locker room, and he issues the Cowboys a bold warning. You will remember that Rico was a starting running back last year, eventually, after the Cowboys got off their Zeke kick. And then they really didn't make a serious bid to keep him around here. So he leaves for Carolina, which, by the way, is kind of his stomping grounds, where he came up, South Carolina. He gets a 1-year, $275 million contract to go there. And the Cowboys weren't interested in that. Instead, they go with Javonte Williams, of course, 1 year, same thing, 1 year, $3 million. They prefer him. And by the way, that decision seems to be working out rather well for the Cowboys. Williams, former Broncos back, ranks number 3 rusher in the NFL, number 2 in touchdowns. There's all kinds of advanced stats that say great things about what he's done that match what the Cowboys have done on offense, something that you'll see reflected when you go to ProfitX. And we'll examine the graphic. ProfitX, America's #1 sports prediction market, peer-to-peer sports prediction market, peer-to-peer, where users like you play against each other instead of a sports book or versus the house. Looks and feels just like a sports book with way better odds for you. Check the link below. Use the promo code FISH. Claim up to $200 in profit cash on all plays for the first 30 days playing on the site. Terms and conditions apply. The Cowboys have plenty of reasons to feel confident about what they're doing offensively going into Carolina. But Rico has plenty of reasons too. Let's understand, though, a couple of things that are the reality when it comes to Rico and the Cowboys, Rico and the Panthers, and Javonte here. Shadi this week says Javonte is the bell cow. He's earned that. We believe in him. That's the way we'll approach it moving forward. So once upon a time, we talked about running back by committee, and we talked about Jaden Blue as a potential starter, and we did the Phil Maffa thing for a minute. Of course, he's still in the building, and Miles Sanders, and all these other ideas. Oh, and Derrick Henry, and all this, some of these non-stories too. Javonte Williams is the story, and Shadi's saying he's ours and he's here to stay, at least for this year. Some of you, by the way, have clamored, why don't we, he's pretty good. Why don't we sign him up? Why don't we put him on the list of future guys? Fine, put him on the list of guys that maybe the Cowboys should be looking at locking up. Not for a lot of money. So it's being proven. Javonte's proven it. You don't need a $20 million running back to be effective. They got a $3 million running back, and he's very effective. But Rico remembers being shunned, not invited back. And so here's his quote. They got to buckle up, he says. And we know Rico a little bit. He spent 5 years here. I would characterize this as a fun, bold warning to Dallas. He goes, I think they know for sure. I was there 5 years. You don't keep me there for 5 years for no reason. Looking forward to playing those guys. And he's right. UDFA rookie, hung around, got to be on the roster, practice squad, cut, came back, hurt, comes back. He was a grinder in terms of sticking with it. And then last year, paying off once the Cowboys got off their Zeke kick. Shadi's smiling response to Dowdle, we are going to bring our seatbelts, Rico. We will buckle up. Now, remember that Rico's not a mouthy guy, so let's not turn this into this isn't something the national media will. Nationals and casuals will. Let's not turn this into some sort of bitter. It's not that. Rico's revenge is fun, especially because it's alliterative. It's fun to say. But one of the reasons he could be looking forward to this is because the Cowboys defense continues to struggle, even though they did move to 2-2 with the win over the Jets, blowout of the Jets. In 3 of these games, Eberflus's defense has given up rushing totals of 168, 154, and 144. And so there's places that the Panthers might want to exploit there. He last week subbed for the Panthers starter, Chuba Hubbard. He had a calf thing. And Rico went for 206 yards and a touchdown against the Dolphins. So, and they're 2-3 now, Carolina. So he's in form. They have the same number of wins you have, and he'll surely want to continue that again this Sunday. But here's why we should tap the brakes on this being controversial, rivalry, revenge. Prior to that Miami game, Rico didn't have any more than 32 yards in a game. So it might have just been a flash in the pan. But Dallas has to stop him or whomever. The thing is that whomever could be Chuba. Coach Dave Canales. He and Rico, we have 2 good backs. We'll have to figure it out. Good problem to have. We'll have to work through. So, in other words, Rico might not even be Carolina's featured back this week. They might go back to Chuba. Could be the 2 of them split time. But previous to last Sunday, Chuba Hubbard was the guy, and Rico was an afterthought. Given what they did on the ground with Rico, and theoretically, they could have done the same thing with Chuba, frankly, and given the fact that the Cowboys are still trying to work out the kinks in a defense that has been somewhat vulnerable in a lot of areas, including every once in a while in the running game, we're going to go with this. It might not be Rico. It might be a little Rico. But either way, this will be a buckle-up battle for the Cowboys on Sunday. Fish.